Hello students, good day. So again, this is teacher Teresa. Another week, another topic. So far, we already finished Unit 3. So in Unit 3, we discuss about passages about laughing out loud, which describes the importance of laughing or a laugh in the human body, and also sleep. Okay, so the importance of sleeping in human body. Now, here in Unit 4, we will going to move on to Unit 4. And Unit 4 is all about customs, okay, customs. So if you are curious about this word, you can simply Google it and look for the meaning inside customs. So in this picture, this is an example of customs, okay? So a woman pours tea at a tea ceremony in Beijing, China. So take note, students, different countries, different customs. Okay, so here in China, since most of the people there drink tea, so they have what they call tea ceremony. Okay, now let's move on to the next slide. So before reading the passage, we have what we call pre-reading activity here. And these are some questions that we're going to answer, or we will be able to answer after reading the passage. Okay. So number 1, what do you see in the photo on this page? So look at this picture here. And if you're very observant, you can see a caption here. So an Indian woman with her new baby. So imagine this is an Indian woman who just gave birth to a baby. Okay. Next, number 2. What special ceremonies or celebrations does your family have for a baby? Okay. So what are those special ceremonies here in Thailand? I'm not pretty sure about your customs here, and I didn't call this one experience these ceremonies of having a baby here in Thailand. So if you have an idea, you can just compare your ceremonies here from other countries. So example, in our country, in the Philippines, we have ceremonies in, especially if a family have a new baby, like they celebrate, they they have a celebration for the family. And also we do have what we call baptismal ceremony. It takes after like few months of the baby to be recognized on which religion she will be going through. Okay, so that are some examples of ceremonies and celebrations in our country. Okay, and let's move on to number 3. In your country, who gives a baby a name and when? So here in Thailand, how do you do, or who will be the one to give a baby name and when? So for example, in our country, back in the Philippines, the one who will give a baby name is either mother or father, and or both of them. They can give a name to a baby, and they usually give it like right after the baby came out from the mother's womb. So there is what we call what you call that one, birth certificate. Yes, that is what we call birth certificate. That is a form that needs to be filled out by the father. So if the father's not around, it's either um both relatives of the mother and father. Okay, so yeah, I hope I answered those questions well, and you can able to share that one also soon. Okay, so let's move on and answer this vocabulary activity here. So we have 8 words or phrases here, and we need to um, match them with their correct English meaning. Okay, so we have also 8 letters here from A to H, and 8 words here. So these are the words and these are the meaning. Okay, so if you're ready, you can read along with me. So the first one is ceremonies, priest, a tongue, honey, a horoscope, planets, to suggest, to bless. Okay, and you're going to choose between A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay, so let's start. Ceremonies is letter G. Okay, special events like a wedding with special customs. Next, number 2, priest. So priest is letter A, leaders who represent a religion. So priests, we usually found them here in Hindu religion, in Christian religion. But if you are if your religion is Buddhism, you call your priest as monk. Okay, M-O-N-K, monk. So different religion, re different name for leaders, right? Next, number 3, a tongue. Okay, so a tongue is letter E, the organ in your mouth that you speak and taste with. Okay, number 4, honey. So honey is letter F, a sweet liquid made by bees, obviously. Number 5, a horoscope. When you say horoscope, it's letter D, statements about a person's future made by looking at the stars and planets. So speaking of planets, what is planet about? So it's letter H, okay? Bodies like Earth that move around a star like the sun in space. And number 7, to suggest, is letter C, recommend or advise. And number 8, to bless, is letter B, to ask a God to make something pure. Alright, so please take note of these answers, students, and let's move on. So far we encountered vocabulary words already, and for you to understand them better, I translate them into Thai translation. Okay, so ceremonies is this one. You can just read that one. I don't know how to read that, sorry. Next, priest. This is the meaning in Thai. Tongue, meaning in Thai. Honey, this is the meaning in Thai. Okay, so you can write this one in your book or in your notebook. It depends on you. And let's move on to another set of vocabulary words. Okay, horoscope is this one. Planets, this one. To suggest and to bless. Okay, so please take note of these Thai translation, students, and let's move on to the passage reading itself. Okay, so as what I mentioned in the pre-reading activity, there's a half picture on it, right? So this is the other half of that picture. So this is the photo of an Indian woman who just gave birth. Okay, imagine she can still smile after having very painful experience, right? So that's how strong a mother is. Okay, so so, so this paragraph or the passage itself entitled "What to Name the Baby." So I will play the recording here, and you can read along with it. Okay, you can read along so that you can practice your reading and speaking skills as well. Okay, so if you're done, if you're ready, let's start.
Unit 4, Customs. Reading 1. What to name the baby.
About 1 billion people live in India. Most of these people belong to the Hindu religion, which is also a way of life. In the Hindu religion, there are special ceremonies for important times in a person's life. There are 16 ceremonies in all. For each ceremony, there is a special fire, and priests say prayers and read from a special book. One of these ceremonies is choosing a name for a baby. The birth of a baby is a happy time in a Hindu family. Soon after the baby is born, the parents wash the baby and write the word Om on the baby's tongue. They write the word in honey with a pen of gold. Om is a special word in the Hindu religion. Hindus say this word over and over again when they are praying.
All right, so before we proceed to the next slide, let's go deeper about this passage or in this paragraph. So in this part of the paragraph, it tells more about Hindu religion, right? Hindu religion and how or in how they gave a baby a name. Okay. So about 1 billion people. Take note, students, that this 1 billion people is not the updated population count in India. So if you are curious about the present population count in India, you just simply Google it. So this is not the updated version, but estimatedly there are 1 billion people in India, and most of the people belongs to Hindu religion. Okay, so in Hindu religion, uh, they have lots of gods. Okay, so Hindu and Buddhism is not the same religion. Okay, and in the Hindu religion, there are special ceremonies. Okay, so in a span of lifetime of a Hindu people, they have 16 ceremonies in all, and one of them is choosing a name for a baby. So who will be the one to conduct this ceremony? This is or they are what we call priests, okay? So for each ceremony there is a special fire and priests say prayers. So they will be the one to say prayers and read from a special book. Okay, next. So the birth of the baby is a happy time in Hindu family. And soon after the baby is born, the parents wash the baby and write the word Om in the baby's tongue. Okay, how do they going to do that? So they will write the word in honey with a pen of gold. Take note, they will write the word Om in the baby's tongue with honey and a pen of gold. And take note, students, Om is a special word in the Hindu religion. Okay, now let's move on to this paragraph. And if you're ready, you can read along and listen carefully to the recording.
12 days after the baby is born, a priest visits the family to name the baby. The priest makes a horoscope for the baby. To make this horoscope, the priest writes down where the stars and planet were at the time the baby was born. From this, he reads the baby's future and suggests a good name for the baby. Many children have names of Hindu gods and goddesses, or have names with other religious meanings. At the ceremony, there are guests. The mother holds the baby. The father is on one side. In front of them, there is a plate with rice on it. The father uses a long, thin piece of gold to write the name of the family god, the baby's name, and the date of birth on the plate of rice. Then he says the baby's name in the baby's right ear. The priest then blesses the baby. He also blesses the candies and food that are given to the guests. This ends the ceremony of giving a name to a baby.
Alright, so I hope you listen to that recording and you're able to read along with it. So in this part of the paragraph or passage, it talks about more on the ceremonies itself. Okay, so let's start. So after giving birth to baby, 12 days after the baby is born, the priest will visit again the family to name or to give name to a baby. So unlike from other country, example for our country, and for my country rather, in the Philippines, we can give a baby name right after the baby came out from the womb, right? From the woman's womb or mother's womb. But unlike in Hindu religion, they wait until 12 days after. Okay? That that's not instant, just like what other country did or have. And the priest will make a horoscope. How to make a horoscope? Based on this one, to make this horoscope, the priest writes down where the stars and planets were at the time the baby was born. So after making or taking down those information about the stars and planets that were the time when baby was born, that's the time that the priest will suggest a good name for the baby. So unlike from other countries, both parents can give the name of the baby, but in Hindu, they will be the one, or the priest will be the one to suggest a good name for the baby. So many children have names in Hindu gods and goddesses. So in their religion, they will not be strict. They are not strict about using the name of their gods and goddesses. If you like your baby be named after one of the gods and goddesses, that's okay, as long as it has an approval for or from the priest. Okay, and here in the paragraph here, it talks about the detail of the ceremony. Okay, so in the ceremony there are guests, and mother holds the baby and the father as well. So in front of them there will be a plate of rice on it. So the father uses a long thin piece of gold to write the name of the family god, the baby's name, and the date of birth on the plate of rice. And after doing that, um, the father will say the name of the babies in his or her right ear. Okay, it's only in the right ear. And then after that, the priest will bless the baby, and also the priest will bless the candies and food that are given to the guests. And that ends the ceremony in giving a name of the baby in Hindu religion. Okay? So, after reading the passage, we encountered these vocabulary words and we need to apply them in each sentences. So we just need to answer numbers 1, 2, and 3. And after that, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 will be your homework. Again, we will going to answer number 1, 2, and 3. And after that, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 will be your homework. Okay, so I hope you understand that one. And let's start. So number 1, the Hindus have blank to give names to babies. Again, the Hindus have blank to give names to the babies. So if your answer is ceremonies, you are correct. So please take note of these, students. Next, number 2. The parents write the special word on the baby's blank. Again, the parents write the special word on the baby's blank. So what do you think? Okay, where the parents will going to write the word om? Is it on the baby's eye? On the baby's head? Okay, so if your answer is tongue, you are correct. Baby's tongue. And lastly, number 3. The parents write the word in blank because most babies like sweet things. So they write the special word in the baby's tongue, but what are the things that they're going to use in order for them to write the word om, or the special word? So if your answer is honey, you're correct. So that is not honey alone, okay? Honey with a golden pen. Okay? So I think let's end our class here, students. And again, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 will be your homework. Okay? If you're finished, send a picture of your work in our line group. Okay, so before we end our class, let's have a short wrap up here. So today we discussed about, or we read about passage entitled What to Name a Baby, and it all discussed about how Hindu religion gave a name to a baby. So we encountered some vocabulary words there like ceremonies, horoscope, priest, bless. Okay, those are some vocabulary words, and we got to know the customs of the country or a religion in India, which are about Hindu people. Alright, so again, this is teacher Teresa. I hope you learned something from our class today, students, and hope to see you soon. Please keep safe, keep healthy, and let's meet each other next week. Bye for now.